Okay, so war number 6, my team is a Mega Sentinel, Tigra, and America Chavez, and I have a lot of Tigra action in this war. I've taken her to 5 of the 6 wars, I think, this season. And so far, I must say I'm having a really, really good season. I've only had 1 death so far in these first 5 wars. And so the 6th one will determine if I can only have 1 death in the first half, which would be really nice, considering I've never had a solo streak going this well this early in the season before. But we're starting with this Ebony Maw here, and this is getting quite sketchy because I'm trying to get him to throw his SP1, but then I don't want him to throw the SP1 when I have a dex buff on me, so I'm just kind of dancing around trying to figure out, okay, throw your special now. But wait, don't throw your special when I have the dex buff on, because that's bad. So, I'm just kind of dancing around and hoping that I can get an opening right. I can't really counter his heavy attack with my heavy attack because it just doesn't push him very far. And of course he does this weird AI thing where he's just going to not do the thing that AI is supposed to do against Tigra, or at least usually does. Maybe not supposed to is the correct word. But I finally get the heavy knockdown, removing his falter timer, so now I have a little bit of space to actually do my Tigra things because I don't have to worry about that falter anymore. And now that that's happened, he's just very, very dead. So I lost like 40% of my health just because of having to dance around and all that stuff, but it's over now, so that's nice. Next up, we have Hulkling on node 17, I believe. I could have taken this with Chavez if I wanted to, but I felt more comfortable using Tigra because the neutralize just gets rid of the buffs altogether, whereas Chavez just gains more attack from the buffs. They're still there, so it felt more safe to use Tigra here. They did place with recoils. This alliance we're going against is not pushing this season, so there are going to be like 2, I think, recoil fights. This is the first of them. I have 8 fights this war, and yeah, 2 of them were with recoil masteries. I'm taking a lot of block damage because I was baiting a heavy attack, and then my neutralize fell off before I could prevent the pierce. But it's not that big a deal because he's going to die from the recoil damage right there. So that is my second fight of the war, second Tigra fight. And next up, we actually have a Mega Sentinel fight. We're going back to node 26 against this Dani Moonstar here. This should be a really easy fight. All I need to do is just keep my taunt up, and then we do regular Mega Sentinel things, and then Dani just dies. So that's exactly what we're going to try to do. I get the taunt up initially, going to get my pause started, and then stack some Cowardice. I want Cowardice for this fight more than the other 2 debuffs, just in case I do happen to get specialed with the taunt not active, and I can't block it. At least then I'll have a higher chance of surviving. So we're going to go for an intercept there. That was a really nice intercept, and then we go for an SP2, it places some plasma. I do have the Sentinel Relic on OS, which does make her incinerates tick a lot more, but it doesn't apply to plasmas, unfortunately, so I'm not getting any extra relic bonus for the plasmas. That's annoying, but it's not that big a deal. I would normally have a Vision Relic on her, except my high rarity Vision Relic is on, I think, both Penny and Viv. So, whatever. I could have gotten hit by an unblockable special too in that fight because I let the taunt fall off, but she held block, so good thing she didn't do that. I am decent at dexing Dani's SP2 as well, but I've never done it while rooted before, so I wouldn't have wanted to see that happen. But anyway, so next up we have 35 Adam Warlock. This guy plays with recoils. It's really just a joke fight with Chavez. Even if they didn't place with recoils, it's still a joke fight. And so yeah, we just need to be aware of when his pod is going to trigger, and then just don't hit into it. You can't get stunned because it's an unduped Adam, but if it was duped, I definitely wouldn't have been able to hit into the pod. Yeah, that fight's over with. And that was my only Chavez fight too. I wanted to take negative instead of Chavez for that fight and for another mini boss, but I couldn't get that. It's not that big a deal though. So it would have been 9 fights if I took negative, but better safe than sorry because negative might not be the best for that fight anyway. So now we have 37 thing here. Gotta be like the 12th or 15th time I've taken this thing on this node. It's really easy. You just need to dex the SB1s. you're neutralized to preventing both the unstoppable and the regen, and even if it doesn't, like that one happened right there, you have despair. And that's the second time where the AI does that thing where it doesn't run into her heavy attack. It's really annoying. You're always at risk of that happening when you're going to Tigra heavy after your special attacks, but I just feel like it almost never happens to me, and of course it's going to happen in war fights, you know. That's just how things go, but... Oh wait, this is a recoil fight too, so I lied. There are three recoil matchups in this war. But, again, I've done this fight so many times that it wouldn't even matter if they didn't place with recoils. Tigra kills him so fast anyway. Speaking of fights I keep doing all the time, here's node 42 Gorr. This is pretty easy. Definitely don't want to use Chavez here because of one eye open. So, nice Tigra fight I have here. I can hit while he's stunned if the protection is up, because I don't really take that much damage because I'm not dealing a lot of damage. But once the protection falls off, I definitely do not want to hit him while he's stunned. I can counter that heavy attack if I light attack heavy, but I didn't feel like risking it because I could get too close to hit the heavy attack, depending on how my spacing was before he threw it. So I just didn't feel like risking it. We're just going to slow play it, and I just want to make sure that my neutralize prevents his buffs on SB1, and then we're kind of chilling. But because my neutralize fell off, I was just going to throw this SB2 to make sure that he still doesn't gain those buffs. It does definitely cap a lot of the damage, but then a heavy attack right after does the trick. So Gorr is always terrifying to me, especially when I've died to him once and almost died to him twice in this season. But Tigra got the job done, so. Okay, I just realized that this war video is like 13 minutes, and like an entire 50% of the video is going to be the last two fights, which is kind of crazy, but anyway, let's just get into them. This is going to be Magneto on node 44 that we're taking with a Mega Sentinel. I took a Domino on this node last war. It's very sketchy just because you really don't want to hit in that incinerate phase. You don't have the willpower to help you heal back up. You do have some energy resistance from a Mega Sentinel Sig ability. However, it is something that you do have to worry about because you're not getting healing from those incinerates, because willpower doesn't exist for robots. So we're just trying to avoid him altogether during the incinerate phase. Now that is going to make the fight last a very long time, but it's better than me being at risk of dying. And I got sidestepped there, that's unfortunate. Magneto is really annoying on this node because he's stun immune, and if he charges a heavy, he's unstoppable, so you do have a hard time getting openings. So this is a decent placement for him. I'm not sure if it's the placement I'd make, but he is definitely hard on this node, and he does have the ability to where I cannot auto-block, because while a Mega Sentinel is immune to the ability accuracy reduction, Magneto flat out cancels auto-block for metal champions altogether, so it wouldn't even matter. Dude, I don't know if I'm going to put something about the AI in the title of this video, but my god, it was so bad in this war. You saw the two Tigra sidesteps things. You saw, like, just random AI movement that's just freaking me out. So I'm going to throw my SP2 here. We're going to get some more plasmas. In the last fight, we're going to get some wonky AI stuff too, so that's great. Yeah. I can't really heal in this fight to begin with because he is going to cancel my willpower, or just my regen altogether, because that's what Magneto does against metal champs, which I kind of forgot, honestly. Maybe not cancels my healing, but reduces it significantly. I do have recovery mastery to get some of it back, but yeah, it's pretty minimal here. But we're winning the health race. This is my only other Mega Sentinel fight this war, so I really don't care if I lose health. I only care if I solo it. And yeah, so I'm just waiting out the incinerate phase. Here I'm like, okay, I think I've got the fight down. I just need to intercept him with the SP2, and then I have a relic to follow it up. So get the intercepts there, and then we throw the SP2, we get the plasmas, and then I can relic intercepts to finish him off. He throws a special attack, but I don't need the taunt. It's a pretty easy dex. And that is node 44 Magneto. Way easier and way better than Domino on that node, but it still is really sketchy. It still is a scary node for a Mega Sentinel, but we got the job done. So, alright, next up, or last up, Tigra versus node 49 Maestro. I've done this fight multiple times, only once against a rank 3 Maestro like this one, and it's already going terribly. I've lost more than half of the duration on my senses before he even throws one heavy attack, because he just, look at this, he's just hitting my block and then dashing back, and my senses are already almost gone because of this. So now I'm like, okay, this is a terrible situation. I've got to get my senses back now. I should have thrown my SP1 right here, but instead I tried to go for another SP2, which was stupid because I'm not going to be able to place the neutralize, so that was a very silly mistake on my part. I'm only good at dexing Maestro's SP1 like 50% of the time, so yeah, I'm like, okay, well now my power gain is cancelled, so I guess I just have to throw this SP2, or else I am stuck at like, what, 2 3/4 of a bar of power the rest of the fight. So I'm gonna have to throw my SP2 here. I should have done this earlier, I just didn't even realize it at the time, that I wasn't gonna be gaining any more power, so yeah, we're just going to get my senses back. We can miss the heavy still, it's just we don't want to counter it unless we're rooted, because he will be too far away unless we're rooted. So yeah, we get the blue sense back, which is honestly the more important one right now, because that's what's going to get me more power to place more ruptures. And I just need this cosmic mode to fall off right now. Once the cosmic mode falls off, then I can get back into the rhythm of the fight. Otherwise, I'm just kind of stuck in this limbo where I can't neutralize, I can't place ruptures. I need to get my ruptures going again. I'm gonna throw my SP1. We have the orange sense back. Now we can start cooking. Now we can start countering his SP1s. I think I'm going to actually special one more time. And okay, so the pause is on. So he is going to start gaining his buffs again, but he's also almost dead. So I just get one heavy attack, or not, because he doesn't feel like throwing it. We get him with the SP2. He dies. And that was so much harder than it needed to be. The last time I fought a rank 3 Maestro on this node, he died in 40 seconds. That took 2 minutes, because the AI sucked at the beginning. It is what it is. We got the fight down. It just was way harder than it needed to be. But anyway, like I said, the alliance we were going against weren't pushing, so we definitely won on the attack bonus mark by almost over 100, so that was nice. We're now 4-2 in the season, and we're halfway in, and I have only given 1 death, which might not sound that impressive, but for me, having only 1 death in 6 wars is absolutely incredible. I'm playing my butt off, apparently, so far this season. I'm very happy with how I've been playing, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.